Salafiyah is our lifeline. Our blood that flows through our bodies, it flows out of love for Sunnah and Salafiyah. We breathe it.
The scholars, hafidhahumullah, may Allah preserve those who live amongst us, and may Allah have mercy upon those who have passed away. Who are they? Who are the scholars? Everyone claims these days that this person is scholar and that person is scholar. So it's important for the ones upon Dawah Salafiyya and the ones who are upon the way of Ahl al-Athar and Ahl al-Hadith, the ones who are in fact Ahl al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah, the ones who are in fact upon the haqq, that they know who the scholars are. It has been mentioned that the one who has a right to be called an alim, these people are qalilun jiddan. They're very few. And we won't be exaggerating if we say that they're rare. Because the scholar has certain qualities that apply to him that most of those who connect themselves to knowledge today don't possess. فَلَيْسَ الْعَالِمُ, the scholar is not مَنْ كَانَ فَسِيحًا بَلِيغًا, who can speak well and who's articulate. Doesn't make him a scholar. Who is fasih, who is baligh. He can talk. That doesn't make him a scholar. The scholar also is not the one necessarily who writes a bunch of books, or someone who takes a manuscript that has dust up on it in one of the old books libraries and takes it out, blows off the dust, and then does tahqiq of it, corrects it. This doesn't make him a scholar. If we judge a scholar on these type of things, how many books he has, then we would be making the scholars a small a group of people, or we would have been, actually we'll be entering everybody in the arena of scholars. And this is what minds of most people when they think of alim. If you were to ask someone, you step out, you say, "Is this who's a scholar? Name to me 5 scholars. Name to me 6 scholars." And you will be astonished by the statements that you would get. We continue on by saying, in most people's mind, they are taken in, they are tricked, they are conned. Many of the Amma and the general people to think that if somebody speaks classical Arabic, or he speaks well, he's articulate, or he can give a strong khutbah, then it makes him a scholar. Or that if he writes a book, then he makes him a scholar. And that therefore they have a position of astonishment with these people. But in reality, the scholar, al-alim haqqan, is the one who has taken in the knowledge. A large amount of knowledge of shari'i, legislative knowledge. And he knows the legislations, the rulings of kitab and sunnah. He knows to abrogate it, that which has been abrogated and that which abrogated those ayat and those ahadith. He knows the mutlaq, that which is general, and muqayyid, and that which is restricted. He knows that which is summarized and that which is in detail and that which explains it. And he knows knowledge, or have the aqawil of the salaf. He has in his heart the statements of the salaf and their differences. Another fact of the signs of the one who has the right to be called an alim is what Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu said. Laysa al-ilm, listen to this, knowledge is not an kathrat al-hadith, by relating a lot of narrations, but in al-ilm, verily knowledge is khashyat Allah, is having fear of Allah, is having fear of Allah. And Yahya ibn Akhtam said, it's obligatory upon every scholar to know that which is abrogated from Quran and that which abrogated it. Right? That which is mansukh, I should say, nasikh l-Quran wa mansukhahu. So that he will not make obligatory upon himself, O the servants of Allah, that which Allah did not make obligatory upon them. And Imam Ibn Abdul Barr has a chapter in his book which is called Jami Bayan al-Ilm al-Fatwa, which you mentioned. Bab, chapter, who has the right to be called a faqih or alim, haqiqatan, in reality. In reality. And who has the right to give fatwa. Then he mentions some narrations. Amongst them is the narration of Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu. Pay attention to this narration. It is enough of the fear of Allah, or the fear of Allah is enough of knowledge. In other words, it's enough to be knowledgeable of Allah that you fear Him.